Welcome to the Quench Life podcast. My name is Jillian, and with me today is Estella. Thank you, Estella, for coming on the show today. How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
A little chilly.
It is a little chilly out. We are hopefully not going to freeze to death while we're recording this episode because it is quite cold out.
Oh, yes.
So, Estella, you've been a longtime member of Quench. Why don't you take us back? Like, how has fitness been in your life through the years?
Fitness has been really good when I've had to take time off, like with my injured foot, which was a big help. And coming back was great because I felt I didn't have no one outside of my work family.
Sure.
And I have my Quench family. And when I came back, it was like, yay! Because I can build up my strength again and everything else because I felt myself like weak.
Yeah.
Getting weak. I was out for like 2.5 months and my strength is coming back. My trainers have seen it that I've worked with. They can see the difference in everything. I'm still not doing any jumping in anything yet, so which is a good thing.
Yeah. So remind us of what happened to your foot. Do you mind telling us what happened?
I had a bad heel spur and plantar fasciitis.
Yeah.
So when I walked, I had a limp.
Yeah.
And had to have shots in my foot, and also had bought a special insert for my sneakers. I got tired of wearing sneakers. I had to go to physical therapy and stuff, and my therapist told me it was good to come back to the gym, but no jumping, so I'm not doing any jumping. And I don't have to wear the inserts in my sneakers all the time, except when I come to the gym.
Yeah.
Because I can now wear regular shoes. I could wear boots, which is a blessing, and stuff to keep my feet warm.
Yeah.
So being out that time and being on my feet at work, it was hard.
Yeah.
I would walk with a limp, and I was on my feet. So finally I got a note from my doctor saying I could sit for a while being at work for 5 minutes at a time, and while on the register or greeting people and stuff, which helped out a lot too, not being on my foot constantly.
Yeah. I don't think people realize how awful having plantar fasciitis is, but then adding in heel spurs, kind of like a double whammy for pain. And you don't realize what it's like to not have the ability to comfortably walk.
I know.
When you're taken off your feet, or you're in pain, and like your job is standing all the time. I don't think people really fully get the level of pain that you're in during that.
Yes, I feel so much better, almost a whole 100%, but it's coming along really good.
Yeah, and a mix of the therapy and getting back into the gym has kind of coordinated those efforts
Yes.
for you. Yeah. So have you always been physically active and working out in your life?
I was and stuff. I used to go to, which is no longer there, Women's Workout. Mm-hmm. And Jeff was my trainer that I had. And he put me through the ringers, and I worked my butt off.
Yep.
And now he's here, and I do the same thing again.
Yes, he followed you. He knew you were going to be here, so he wanted to make sure that you were still getting an excellent workout.
I do. Between him, Miriam, and Donna, I get a good workout.
That's good. That's good. Now, what about, you're not on the young chicken side, you're on the older chicken side, which is awesome. I love having, women of your age in the gym. Some people might feel like it's like, oh my God, like how is Estella, you lifting barbells, you're doing all these things that might be totally crazy. Like, what would you say to somebody that is your age and thinking,
well,
why is she doing that to herself?
When the customers come to my line and stuff, they'll have like the big bags of dog food and stuff, and I'll pick it up here and put it over here. Or the dumbbells and stuff, 30 pounds, 50 pounds, and I'll pick them up and move them over here, and they're like, or the big cases of beer or anything.
Yeah,
They're like, I'll get that for you. I'm like, I got it.
Yeah. But there's nothing more empowering, I feel like you don't need to lift this for me. I could do it myself. So
Right.
it's a feel-good factor to know that you can lift that and be comfortable and confident in that.
Or sometimes, like, with folks who are much older than myself, I'll say, don't lift it up. I'll come, I'll take care of that, don't worry about
Yeah.
it. And they look at me like, I'm like, yeah, I can do it.
She's strong.
Yes, because I dealt with a lot of heavy things in the past in my life.
Yeah.
Because I was a home health aide, and I had from toddlers to adults and older folks too, senior citizens that I took care of. So
you've always been taking care of people. Did you have to manipulate and move those clients too, or?
yeah,
Yeah.
it was tough.
Yeah.
Sometimes you needed 2 people. Sometimes I could do it by myself.
Yeah.
But a lot of times it was 2 people.
Yeah. You did that for years, didn't you? And
Yes.
Why did you stop?
Because I had to have rotator cuff surgery, and I had 4 anchors put into my arm. So I had to stop. I couldn't do it. I had done it for almost 50 years, which is a long time.
That is a long time.
As I would tell people, the dinosaur era when I started.
You're not a dinosaur, Estella.
And they're like, well, when was that? It says 1972.
That's awesome, though, that you were able to help so many people and do that. So when did you start getting back into fitness and kind of taking care of yourself? Or were you active all those years that you were a nurse's aide?
I was a little bit when I was a nurse's aide, but when I became physically active in physical fitness was, I want to say, when I had some surgery done to help me lose weight. And that was almost 10 years this past January, or maybe 10 years or a little longer. And I had lost an incredible amount of weight and stuff. So exercising, physical fitness was something that I put into my routine, and I was glad to do it because I felt so good when I did do this.
Yeah, yeah. What is your favorite thing when you come into the gym to do? Do you have a favorite thing when you come into the club?
Outside of saying hi to everybody and walking past, as I tell my husband and them, I says, when I walk past Jesse, I feel like an ant because he's so tall.
Yes.
I know him,
Yeah.
his family.
Oh, okay.
And my favorite exercise, I would have to say, you're gonna laugh, is push-ups.
Yeah? Why do you like doing push-ups?
Well, I was shown the proper way to do it because I've always done it, but
Yeah.
hey. So
You always try your hardest. So you're shown the proper way to do it, and now
I can do
you
it.
feel like you've
Yep.
got it down and it feels good to do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That and the TRX.
The TRX, yeah. The TRX is a good one.
Yeah.
What brought you into fitness? So you had your surgery 10 years ago, and did you start working out after you had that surgery?
I
or did
started
you
working
wait
out prior to
prior to?
because I had to prove to the insurance company, the doctors, and everybody that I could do it.
Yeah.
So I was working out at home with the Wii, exercising and stuff with the Wii and everything, and I did it.
Yeah.
And then I says, okay, now it's time to go to a gym,
Sure.
and that's when I started going to the gym.
Yeah, to get more support and to kind of help through that.
Yep.
So that's a cool little story. What made you decide to get the surgery? Do you mind me
I
asking?
was a troop leader in Girl Scouts, and a lot of times we'd have to sit on the floor, and I would make every excuse known to me and why I couldn't sit on the floor.
Okay.
And so finally I said, that's it. The excuses have to go out the window. I got to take care of me because no one else is going to. So I talked to my doctor about it, and I went to a meeting they had at the hotel on 132 and signed up, and the rest of it was history. And the psychologist you would speak to every so often, and she says, you have to put you first. Because you're always putting somebody before you. I says, yeah, that's me. So now it's me time,
Sure.
and I have to remember that all the time, and I do it.
Yeah. But that's a struggle for, I think, a lot of people.
It is.
But I find what's interesting about your comment is that, you know, you wanted to have the ability to sit on the floor, and, you know, fitness, the kind of the getting in shape or taking care of yourself is like driven by something so simple. You know, just can I sit up off the floor and get back up and down? Sometimes it's hard to imagine not having the ability to do that, but when it's taken away, it is such a massive thing.
Yep,
So
it was.
I applaud you
Thank
for
you.
making yourself first and taking care of Estella. So how many times a week are you coming into the gym now?
This past week here, it was 3 days.
Yep, 2 to 3 days you're in.
Yep.
We're taking care of the foot. That's the main thing, is making sure,
Right.
with being at work so much, balancing it with working out on it as well. And you've been doing great.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm so proud of you.
I'm proud of me too.
Good job, Estella. High five. Now, did you grow up on the Cape?
I'm a Cape Codder.
You're true in and in. What have you been doing on the Cape? You mentioned that you know Jesse's family, so you're well ingrained into the Cape and all of that.
I went to school with his mother.
Oh, okay.
That's
It's a
how-
small world, this
It
little
is.
island.
Went to high school together.
Oh, wow. How long ago was that?
Dinosaur era.
Well, if you were nursing in the 70s,
I graduated in 73. So
that's good. I like that. So what else do you do on your free time?
not too much besides coming to the gym. That's
It's kind
about
of weird
it.
right now with COVID.
That's enough
Yeah.
for now.
Hopefully, in a few months, we'll be on the other end of this, and it'll be summertime. We can all be sitting on the beach together, hanging out.
Sounds good because I haven't been to the beach in a while.
All right.
Just driven by it. That's enough.
Is there any advice that you would give to somebody your age that's thinking about getting into fitness? What would you tell somebody that, you know, was kind of sitting, watching this? And
It's never too late to get into fitness. You got to put yourself first, put everybody else second. It was something that I learned, and it took me a very long time to understand that. And every now and then I have to remember to put myself first and not the other person.
yeah.
So when I got back into fitness and everything else, it was me, nobody else. Even though I have my son, my granddaughter, and my husband, it's me first. After losing my daughter, when my kids were growing up, she would always say, "Mom, you need to relax. You need to relax." I says, "I can't." And when I finally did find myself relaxing, it's when my dad and my stepmother had moved to Florida. And my granddaughter was small. We went down to Florida. And that was the first time I actually relaxed.
Yeah.
I felt an euphoria come over me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, I feel good.
Yeah.
She's always said, "Gotta relax, Mom." And if you don't relax, it's like
Yeah.
tension that builds up.
Yeah.
And it worked.
Yeah.
I finally did.
Yeah. It's a hard thing to learn to make time for yourself, and not feel guilty about it, and not feeling, you know, aware of all of the things that you should be concerned about or the things that you should be doing.
Right.
Yeah. Well, thank you
You're
for
welcome.
coming on the show today. I super appreciate you sharing the story, and we hope that you'll join us next time on the Quench Life podcast. There's so much information about what women should be doing to stay fit and healthy, it makes it hard to know what information is right. Join me, Jillian Russo, every Wednesday as I interview women who have finally made themselves a priority. Each episode contains inspirational stories from women just like you who have had enough and have decided to make health and fitness part of their everyday lives. I'll also be inviting other health and wellness professionals to share their stories and provide tips on health, nutrition, wellness, life, and much more.